My final guest would be ready to put her feet up, but she's as busy as ever, especially with her work for charity. And in fact, you can join her at the STARS organisation for Spastic's annual ball. It's being held at the Hilton Hotel on December the 8th. As far as many people are concerned, she did as much to win the war as Winston Churchill. And we're all very, very pleased to welcome Dame Vera Lynn. Of course, we've heard Victoria talking about her escapades with the Royal Variety. Yes. I must say congratulations to you.
Thank you very much. Well, mine was less busy, although it was more nerve-wracking probably, because I was supposed to be a secret. And of course it was very difficult trying to get in somewhere and without being seen and waiting right till the end. And then I should have gone on about 5 to 11 and it was 5 to 12, you know. So of course it was all rather nerve-wracking.
But it's a wonderful chorus of people behind you.
Oh, I know. And I could hear all these people coming, and I hadn't had a rehearsal, so I didn't know what was going on at the back.
Actually, royal occasions are not new to you. I mean, when did you do your very first one?
Well, actually, my very first one was during the war, and I had to go to, and I was very proud to be at our Queen's 16th birthday party.
Her 16th birthday?
When she was 16.
So what was that like?
It was wonderful because we had Itmar there, and it was in Windsor Castle, and I had to close a theatre that I was appearing in at that time up north to get down there, and not allowed to say where or why. And it was wonderful, and the whole thing was recorded and put in an album for us afterwards. And then the Queen Mother, who was the Queen and the King, and Elizabeth and the two princesses, they signed. So it's a very precious souvenir I have of that occasion.
I mean, that must have been particularly special because, I mean, nowadays the royals do go to quite a lot of functions, but then I wouldn't have thought that it was just as usual.
Well, you see, during the war they weren't allowed to naturally go out for security reasons, so if they wanted entertainment, people had to go to them. So it was rather very special, and she was made Colonel of the Guards at that time, so it was a very special day for me, yes.
And then in 1975, she bestowed a great honour on you. She made you Dame Vera Lynn.
Yes, that was wonderful.
Was it hard to get used to being a dame?
Well, it was at first, you know, and still people in the village call me Mrs. Lewis. They can't get used to calling me Dame Vera. The only time I have a little bit of trouble is in America, where they don't really like the name Dame, you know. So, well, we don't like Dame. Do you mind if we call you Lady Vera? So I said, no, it's all right with me.
Do you know what I find absolutely fantastic? You've had this lifetime of singing, and yet apparently you don't technically read music.
No, I don't.
So how do you manage?
Well, you know, there's little dots and black spots that you get on music. When they go up, I go up. When they go down, I go down. I think it's more an instinct, you know, for a melody, and I anticipate what the tune is going to be, and I listen to what's being played, and I have no difficulty in learning music.
Quick on the uptake, as they would say back in Ireland.
Yeah.
Let's move a little to your charity work, because I know you feel particularly special in relation to the STARS on Spastic's organisation.
Oh,
now, how did you get involved in that
initially? That's been going 30 years now, and it was really started by a group of artists who got together to raise money for the Spastic Society, and then decided to carry on as a separate unit. And we now have 3 homes running, and we're always looking into different things and raising money and hoping to improve what we have, and with the help of a lot of people we manage it.
Well, I hope the annual ball goes exceptionally well this year.
Thank you.
Now, as far as we're concerned on Sunday, this is going to be a very special reunion with Joe Loss.
Yes.
Because wasn't he the very first band that you appeared with?
Joe, I sang with Joe on my very first broadcast in 1935, and in the Astoria Ballroom, Charing Cross Road. And so it'll be lovely singing with him again, and I have a very special song.
What's it going to be?
Well, as it was the first song I ever sang with him, it's Red Sails in the Sunset.
Written by an Irishman, by the way, Jimmy Kennedy.
That's right.
Yes, well, we want to hear it, obviously, so thank you very much indeed. Dame Vera.
Red sails sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. He sailed at the dawning. All day I've been blue. Red sails in the sunset. I'm trusting in you. Swift wings you must borrow. Make straight for the shore. We marry tomorrow, and he goes sailing no more. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me. Swift wings you must borrow. Make straight for the shore. We marry tomorrow, and he goes sailing no more. Red sails in the sunset, way out on the sea. Oh, carry my loved one home safely to me.
Special applause, of course, for Joe Loss. It's just smashing to have Joe here in the studio tonight. And that's just about it for this week. Of course, many thanks to Dame Vera, to Joe Loss, and all our guests. We'll be back at exactly the same time next week on Sunday. But I think, Joe, it's only fair you should play us off. So what are you going to play us with?
Well, the only thing I think, a healthy and a happy In the Mood.
Good.
Right.
Gentlemen?